The thing is, I think that he said the lap band may be just the same, they just don't have, it hasn't been around as long. He said about 8 years that it's really been, they have research for and studies on for the last 8 years. Now, I don't know if gastric bypass, if lap band has been around longer than that, it may be, but maybe that it just started to get more popular and be used more within the last 8 years or so. So I wasn't discouraged at all, though, because my mind is set that I do want the lap band because it is less invasive to me than the gastric bypass. He might disagree with that, but it's my body and I'm the one that's going under the knife, and that's the one that I want, so that's what I want to get. Plus, I like the fact that the weight loss is a little slower and it is a little bit more managed. It's on me. There's more accountability on me, and I like that. I like that it's not just going to be massive amount of weight coming off, and also much more restriction in terms of what you can or cannot eat with the gastric bypass. So for all those reasons, definitely I think lap band is what I want. Not even I think, I know it. Okay, now I'll move on to some of the requirements that Kaiser makes before you have the surgery, or I guess in the process of having the surgery. So the very first thing he said was to quit smoking, and that relates to me because I do smoke. And, say what you want to say. I know it's bad for me. I'm a very intelligent person, yet I smoke. And those two things seem to be antithetical to each other, but yet, you can't help it, it's addiction. But he said, why would I treat the number 2 leading cause of disease and death in the United States, which is obesity? Why would I treat that and then completely ignore the number 1 cause of death and disease, which is smoking? How can I do that? He said, how ethically could I do that? And I thought to myself, okay, yeah, I know you're supposed to quit smoking, but how are you really going to know? And then he said, and how am I really going to know if people quit smoking? Well, I'll tell you how I'm going to know. I'm going to do a blood test, and if there's nicotine in your system, then you're not having the surgery. And I was like, oh, man, although I think I said something else. And he said, and I can tell the difference between whether it's a nicotine patch, because something about there's 2 isotopes, or I don't know, you medical people out there know what I'm trying to say, but something with the patch, there's only one something of nicotine would show up in your bloodstream, and if you're smoking, 2 of these things show up, so he can tell the difference. So I thought, okay, time to bite the bullet and time to quit smoking. And I've, truthfully, I've been wanting to quit off and on for the last couple of years. I've tried it once or twice, not really giving it that much effort. I don't smoke a ton now. I don't smoke when I'm working. I don't smoke all day long, so I don't smoke from 7:30 in the morning until 3:30 or 4 or 5, depending on when I leave. So I figure if I can go that long without smoking, then I can definitely quit. But the thing is, when I get home, I definitely have one at a certain point, and then I have one after dinner, then I have one, before bed, whatever. I definitely do have my times of when I smoke. So it is something that's going to be a habit that I need to break, and I need to replace it with a different habit. Now, the good thing is that now that I have Lulu, and we go for walks and we do all these different things, I can definitely change my habit and do something after dinner. I'll take her for a little walk around the, around the block or something, and that'll be the difference. I do that anyway, but usually I have a cigarette first. Well, I'll just stop having the cigarette, or, maybe I'll have some water, or I'll have call my friend, or whatever it might be, write on my blog, or listen to some music or read a chapter in a book or something like that instead. So that's something I'm going to have to do, because I want to lose weight more than I want to keep smoking. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be really hard for me to quit smoking and try and lose weight right now, but I'm up for it. I am up for the challenge. So I have a pack and a half left, excuse me, and I am going to stop smoking as soon as I finish that. And I just told myself that. So, yeah, by a couple days from now, I'll be, probably 3 days from now, when I'm done with that amount of cigarettes, I will have quit. And I think I might, I don't know if I'm going to buy I think I'm going to try the patch again. I tried it once a long, long time ago, like probably 10 years ago, and it really made my heart race when I had it on. Because I don't smoke that much in a day, and I was really worried. My heart, it was beating so fast that it kind of scared me but I think they've improved the patch a little bit since then. And when I went to a smoking cessation program at Kaiser, actually, about 2 years ago, they used the patch. They issued the patch, they recommended it, and all that stuff. So I definitely will try it again and see how that works, because I think I'm going to need the help, especially after work. The other thing that required, which doesn't apply to me at all, is to avoid pregnancy for 2 years after the surgery. And he said that's really more about the baby than it is about the mother, just because they don't know. It's hard for them to measure the health of the baby while the mother is trying to still lose weight. And I mean, I don't plan to have children. I don't want to get pregnant, so that's not an issue for me at all. Moving on. He wants us to have a regular exercise program now, starting now, 30 to 45 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. And that's great. I mean, I haven't been exercising as much as I should be, other than walks with the dog, which, I mean, when we go for at least half an hour, but, you know, I should be doing more than that, I think. And he was saying it doesn't have to be intense. It doesn't have to even have you break a sweat. He said, I just want something that you do often, that becomes a habit, that's a regular thing, that's consistent, so that you start with exercise. And then as you do it more and more, you can increase the intensity or whatever. Well, this works out perfectly for me for a lot of different reasons. And I'll go into that more in a different video, just because I don't want this to be too long. As I mentioned earlier, he wants us to attend a support group for bariatric surgery, which I will as soon as, whichever the next one is. I have to look at the schedule of the center near me and see. And then he wants us to get the pre-op weight loss goal, and that we get at the next appointment. And like I said, that's between 5 and 10% of our total body weight. Or I don't think I said that. I recorded this first, and it was kind of a weird angle. It was like cutting off my below my nose, so I thought I'd re-record. But he said that the weight loss goal will be told to us at the September 2nd meeting, but it'll be between 5 to 10% of our total weight right now. So for me, that would be between 15 and 30 pounds. So I'm going to just tell myself it's going to be somewhere around 20 or so, and just, you know, start moving towards losing the weight.